What's going on, everybody? Hi. It's Friday. It's time to rank some 8-bit Nintendo games. We've got hundreds of games on the list and hundreds more left to go. I did a quick kind of recalculation of what was left and looked over the list, and there's a wide variety of games left to look at, and it's going to be an interesting ride here. We've got 474 games on the list. Pyramid made its way into the bottom two last week, which is Pyramid's just a heck of a game. What a thing. Of course, going all the way up, Mega Man 2 remains our number one game. Mega Man 3 recently made its way onto the list, down here at number 28. We got some hot sequels left to look at. I was thinking about how this is, wondering how this is going to go. You know, with RBI Baseball 2 and 3, you know, you got a Baseball Stars 2, you got a Legend of Zelda 2 in here somewhere. You know, you got your Castlevania 2 and 3. There's a lot of big games left here. Adventure Island 3 still on our list. Metal Gear 2 is still on the list. There's a good variety of sequels left to play. Ninja Gaiden 3. We haven't really looked at that. We haven't looked at that yet. The Goonies 3. No, imagine a Goonies 3. Oh. This week, we've got a batch of games brought to you by members of the Gerstmann Advisory Panel, which was one of the friendly tiers of service available to you over at patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. If you would like to suggest games and influence the order of the list, you can. And that's where you can go to do it. And so, yeah, head on over there and check it out. You can get ad-free podcasts. You can get on the Discord, all that other stuff, and have a good time in the good time zone, which is Pacific Standard Time, by the way, or Pacific Daylight Time, really, for some parts of the year. Where we are here, it's been warm but hazy these last couple of days. I don't know. I think it's going to rain over the next few days. It's the weather's been a little bit all over the place, but here we are. First up, Davis wanted to see this game. Let's head over here. I'm cracking open. Let me crack this open first. What is this? I found a flavor of Ghost that I don't know. Everyone makes a flavor like this, and so it's hard sometimes to remember, but everyone makes their like red, white, and blue popsicle flavor, and they're always like, it's Freedom Ice. It's Freedom Bombsicle. And then Ghost decided to call theirs America Pop. Apostrophe MERICA, which, is I don't know. I think there's no other way to read the like apostrophe M like in America, like turning America into America like that. There's no way to read that other than an attempted burn on America, which has maybe earned a burn or two over the years. And so it's kind of a weird thing because most of the ones are so earnest where they're like, this drink is for freedom. This is a freedom beverage. Whereas this one was just like, it's America Pop, dumb motherfucker. We'll listen to Toby Keith while we drink this. All right, first up. Davis wanted to see this game. I think it's another ninja simulator. This smells like the same kind of like Yeah. Generically fruity, not one of the better Ghost flavors, I'll say. That's a separate list. I'll put this on that list later. We've got to get to it. We've got a lot of big games that are going to be time consuming, so I don't have time for for energy drink listing right now. This is from your friends at Taito, the Space Invaders people. Wrath of the Black Manta. This is not especially ninja-oriented music, I would say. Part 2, Tokyo, Japan. Well, we don't want to see part 2. We're going to see part 1. I'm hitting start. Nothing is happening. Children are vanishing from the streets of New York City. Some people think that the kids are being kidnapped, but the police and FBI have no leads. A mysterious pizza parlor. Parents are afraid to let their kids go outside. Will this case ever be solved? That phone is yelling, ring, ring, ring. Who could be calling me in the... I like just hanging out at the middle of the night in your house, wearing your ninja garb. That's when I put on my ninja garb. Whoa! I didn't realize answering the phone would make a man show up. Master! What's up? This music is so all over the place. I don't... How's that? What? They've taken several children, including my youngest student, Taro. Avatar is a shot boy. He left a clue.
That's a clue, kids.
It says, please send help. We have been kidnapped. That's quite a clue. Time I got to the bottom of this. Once and for all. Good. May the force... What? Oh. Yes, may the... That's everyone's favorite phrase. May the force of eternal wisdom be on your side. Art of the Shadow. Art of missiles. Art of the fire ring, sideways and hit B. Oh no, this is okay. No. About ground fire, it's down and a button. Missiles is up and a button. Do I assume I have to pick one, or do I just have all four? Okay, Art of the Shadow is just a button. Art of the Fire Ring is sideways and a button. Down and a button for ground fire. Up and... Alright. Well, I guess I'll try missiles, man. Oh, this is bigger and uglier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so you charge up your power, and then whatever you're holding is what... That's what... The man in red knows something. This movement speed is leaving a little bit to be desired. Oh, I missed another note. Oh well. The music is really, it's the music feels like it was made for a different game. Not really seeing a lot of reasons to go in these rooms. Unless I'm looking for hostages and eventually some of them will have kidnapped children in them, maybe? It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's not good. It's not good big city music. It's not good ninja music. Can't jump high enough to get here, so I have to go back. That's not fun. Not helpful. Okay, so it's what direction you're holding when you start the charge, which actually really sucks. Because it means you have to... Like, I have to be holding up here. And then now can I... Okay, so if I hold up while it starts charging, and then I let off... Okay, and it does... It does its missile stuff. Yeah, the ninja abilities are not good. Okay, there was a hole in the ground, apparently. That was not obvious. Shoot at the wall to the left side of the pipe. You'll see a hidden door. Shoot at the left side of the pipe. A lot of pipes. So yeah, if I'm holding left or right when I start the charge, then I get this. Oh, no. If I duck it... Yeah, it turns into this fire ring. It's a very weird system. Like, the abilities don't seem better. Like, the abilities don't seem, like, better than your normal attack, really. Maybe when we get to a boss fight or something, there'll be some situational stuff. Hey, is it a kid in a glass? Oh. Hey, thanks! I thought I was gonna die here! You are. You shoot the wall on the right, you'll find a hidden door. Not really into the look of this kid. Great. Found anything else? I don't know. I'm a kid. That's okay. I can take it from here. Wait. In here? You said if you shoot on the right that there would be a hidden door, but then it bumps you out of that room. And so where's... What the fuck was that kid referring to? I'm starting to have a new dislike for this game. What's this note say? Get on top of the door and shoot at the left wall. There's a secret door. Here? Do you mean here? Get on top of the door and shoot at there. Hey, hey. L. Phew! What's the matter? I was kidnapped. That's what the matter was. The Black Manta. End of conversation. How do I get up there? Oops. Well. Oh. New York City kids. Seems to be drug. You don't use drugs, do you? Yeah, right. What do you think that looks like pre-localization? Assuming this game came out in Japan first. So now what? This was the hidden area and I found the kids and now I gotta go all the way back? Is that... No! I mean, I got the achievement for getting all the kids, so really, what could even be in those doors? Tiny is hiding at the next building. Aim at his head. Okay, we want to shoot Tiny's head. Oh, I got it. Is this technically a door? Do I need to? Yeah. Oh God! What the fuck am I looking at, man? Aim at his head. Oh, I can't. Okay, if I hold up, I can get... Oh, well, you know, like that's still not enough height for some of those doorways. Why do I start with less health with a new life than I did with my first life? Like, what kind of busted shit is that? Like, the timing on this is, like, I mean, deliberately so, right? But the timing on this is shitty. Because you have to, you know, he jumps. Every time he lands, a new block falls right where you're standing. Which I guess means I just need to be far away because that gives the ninja star time to travel and land. And if I'm moving to the side too much, it doesn't do the high jump. It does the normal jump. I have to start from a standing position and not a walking position. Maybe I've got enough time to use some of my ninja magic. Fuck you. Well, I mean, why waste a credit at that point? And the reason why you waste a credit there is because they don't let you skip this the way that they should. Okay, so Art of the Shadow is just standing still. So yeah, I could probably get that off. I could probably get that off in the middle of that fight and then have a higher... Hey, why did I only have three? I only have 3 health again. Maybe I found. I must have found an extended health power-up or something. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so there is no... I'm not holding up to jump higher. It is just you jump... You jump higher when you're jumping from a standstill. I need to test that out before we get to that boss again. Oh, I don't want to do this. I fucking hate this. I don't hate this. This game's like whatever, but it's not... Oh, I missed the stupid note again. Now I want to know. I need to know. We need to know what the missable note says. The man in red knows something. Shoot at the underground wall and a hidden door will appear. Okay, underground. This is the wall. This is a wall. It's underground. Hey! What does a longer POW meter do other than make it take longer for my moves to charge up? What? All right. We got a longer POW meter. I assume it makes some of the moves last longer. So yeah, right there. That, you know, going in these rooms and killing all the dudes gives you all your life back, and it also takes you to 6. Oh, and now I have even more. I wonder if the longer POW meter also lets you hold more life? So I feel like I was topping out at like 6 before. Okay, so if I'm moving, I jump that high. If I'm standing still, I jump... Yeah, so yes. Effectively, jumping from a standstill gets you more height. Especially if you are looking to attack in the air. But it seems like it's only good for, like, I don't feel like I'm getting more, like, height on the jump in a way that lets me land on higher surfaces, or maybe that's just the way this level's laid out. But I don't know, man. This just feels fucking terrible. Shoot at the wall to the left side of the pipe. You'll see a hidden door. The left side of the pipe. Shoot at the wall from the left side of the pipe. Why do I fall there? It's because of this. Now we've got even more POW. If you shoot the wall on the right, you'll find a hidden door. think once you get what the deal is with the stupid hidden door thing, it's a lot easier to just like, you know, oh, I don't need to stand right up against it. In fact, it seems like I have to stand slightly away from it and then shoot at it a bunch of times, and then it's not like a door is going to physically appear. The Black Manta. I assume I have to save the kids to move on, but you know, maybe this is all extra stuff that I don't need to mess around with. It seems to be drug related. You don't use drugs, do you? Okay, so yeah, if I do a straight jump, that does work. So I am getting more height out of the... Oh, I'm up here now. So yeah, if I do a moving jump, it goes that high, but if I stand still, then I can make it up. That sucks. That's shitty. There's no need for that. That does not make the game better. It makes, like, the movement and stuff shittier and more of a hassle is what that does. Aim at his head. I blew that guy up. Black Manta, as a reward, I'll initiate you into 2 more ninja arts. Oh no. We don't know, but he took out Tiny. What? Tiny has been defeated? Yes, sir. What should we do? Don't worry. We'll go to Japan. Ninja are there. Whoever this guy is. He'll never get past them. Now, hatch up Tiny, and then send him back to headquarters. Use cross key to select letter. So we can have a fire ring, or we could go with invisibility. It doesn't seem to show. I mean, I imagine invisibility is exactly what it sounds like, but... ground fire doesn't seem that interesting, so let's take spider and, yeah, I don't know. Invisible, sure. Be nice if we could see them in action here instead of just seeing him charge it. Ah! Ah! So, okay, so wait. Great. You know, you could have just made him like... yeah. Seems like they don't want me to go that way. There's weird fire falling from the sky in that direction. Level 2 kids. Hey, you'll find a hidden door outside on the left. Like, yeah, I was looking for one earlier. It didn't show up. Did I have to save you first before that worked? Let's get out of here. I'm not really sure what Art of the Spider is supposed to do. It was not clear. Doesn't seem to let me climb this wall. We must stop these guys. They're drug pushers. Next door. Go forward, then go up. There's a room hidden on your left. I went forward, I went up. So they don't stop. So they know where I am. I just have a harder time seeing myself. What a great, it's great when invincibility in games is like the fucking worst shit. All right. Sure. Arturo, I got some bad news. Someone did a real number on the ninja. How? What happened to them? This guy is real good. Could it be? I wonder. Oh! Never mind. I have a new idea that's going to make this guy wish he never got involved. That's a secret. But as long as I have this weapon... Anyway, see to the ninja and take them back to headquarters. I like that this guy doesn't, you know, hey, take him back to headquarters. Yes, Arturo! Take him back to headquarters. He's not like, fuck these ninjas, kill them. He's like, hey, take him back to headquarters. That, you know, they're... Invisibility is a joke. Spider, I don't know what Spider does, but we'll keep it just in case. Okay. I mean, that's something. I think I landed right on my head. Oh, damn it. Not a fun, not like a particularly fun mechanic. It's like those things, guys take one too many hits. It's where it's like just getting on this stupid kite just takes you a little too much effort. Also, them using it 2 levels in a row sucks. This game is underwhelming. And like just clunky enough to be like a hassle. Kids are trapped in the first storage room. Was that this one? I like that I seem to be able to go back in here and refill my life even further. That's useful information. Alright, whatever. I have some information for you. Okay. Okay, it's dangerous here. Do you mean this right pillar? I'm done. I'm done with their stupid clues. I don't care if I get enough help points or not. I'm not helping nobody. No, man. No, man, I'm not all right. He's pretty fucking far from okay. So I wonder if I didn't save that first kid, if that dialogue is... Shoot at the right wall.
That's a clue, kids.
Yeah, the ninja's here. He's just going in every door. We're just gonna hang out up here. Go out and shoot the right pillar. You'll find a hidden door. Will I? Will I? Like, if I were putting hidden stuff in this game, I would definitely put something down here. Because why is this here otherwise? You know? Unfortunately, this game is total bullshit. Oh. What kind of fucking Balan Wonderworld ass shit is this? Ah. I should maybe like look at his attack patterns at all and see what they're all about, but also I'm done playing this game, so it's fine. I like that this is just behind a door. I just walk through the door, it's like, oh. This is not a very good game. I don't think it's necessarily a bad game, Wrath of the Black Manta. They wanted to give the player options, right? You know, so every level there for a little bit, you kind of unlock a couple of things, and you know, you have some agency over which abilities you take into a mission, and the abilities. Well, I don't know. I was doing pretty good damage to that boss. I just wasn't dodging any of his attacks, so that's, you know, a problem, I guess, but it was ripping him up pretty good. The fire wheel and the shit falling out the sky. The art of the shit falling out the sky. Worked okay. So, you know, it's not like the abilities are completely without use, but they seem very situational. Never did figure out what what the art of the spider does. You would think it would let you climb on walls, but that doesn't seem to be the case. The way they handle hidden doors, I think, really sucks. Just from a player feedback, like, you know, put a noise. If you're going to have it take multiple shots, then put a little noise, a little ding, 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 you know, that lets you know you're hitting the right spot, or just any kind of feedback there would have been beneficial. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's the music I don't think is a great fit. I don't especially like the music in the game either. So on top of being a bad fit, I don't think it's very good. Like the movement is very slow, and like they tried to make a shinobi, right? because it's all about like, hey, if you hit this button while you're at a distance, you will throw your ninja stars. If you are up close, it will do a melee attack. You know, that's a very Shinobi kind of thing, which I assume this came out after the first Shinobi, at least. Probably not Revenge of Shinobi, but well, Revenge of Shinobi is actually that's like 89 or something, right? I'm just curious now. So like Revenge of Shinobi is 89 and Wrath of the Black Manta is 90. Though 89 in Japan. So November 89 in Japan. So, you know, like a similar time frame, I guess. But first Shinobi obviously is older than Revenge of Shinobi. And it's just not very good. It's just not a very good game. But at least it has something going on. I think if they didn't have any of the ninja arts in it and it was really just like walk around and save these kids, and so it was like this just brain dead Shinobi kind of knockoff. Because again, that first Shinobi game is all about rescuing children and, you know, murdering people. And so at least it gives it something else. And the script is dumb. It would be funny to see what the Japanese version of this reads like, because it's Ninja Cop Saizo. So like, what does the Ninja Cop have to say to these kids? Or did they even change the kids and all of that? I imagine it's not as much of an anti-drug message, because that just seems like that's the 90s. Ultimately, like I was talking to my wife about this yesterday, because my son has started watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original cartoon, not because I know there's been like 9,000 more series of that in the years that followed, but I don't have those, so I don't care. Maybe he'll see those someday and they'll really blow his mind. But so he started watching those, and my wife was like, man, it's crazy. Like, you know, like watching this, hearing this song again, it was such a huge, my wife is a little bit younger than I am. And she was like, it was when I was a kid, it was everywhere. So I was like a little bit old for Ninja Turtles when the cartoon first hit anyway. My friend and I were buying some of the early comic books. Like I had a reprint of TMNT 1 that was, I don't know what that's worth now, but at some point I sold that for $75, which for a comic book I bought as a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old or whatever. Yeah, it would have been 13. Was a whole lot of money. But I don't know, maybe that's worth more now. Probably is. But yeah, so but it was just that thing of like, you know, this is the 90s. This is the late 80s, early 90s are all about ninjas and not doing drugs. Those are the prevalent messages we taught to children, is that you could get if you had a pool table, you had a ninja weapon, and also you should not do drugs. And so it's fun to see both of those things, both of those concepts of ninjas and drugs represented here in Wrath of the Black Manta. But I don't know. That doesn't make it a good game. That doesn't make it a good game. It's no Goonies 2. That's for sure. It's no Power Blade. Like, I feel like in some ways it fits in. There's these kind of like weird off-brand action side scrollers that, you know, your Vice. Actually, they're all. In fact, they are all right here. This game is not a part of this club. This game is not a part of the Shatterhand, Power Blade, Vice Project Doom, codename Viper Club. This is a murderer's row of like, you know, A- tier action games. Maybe we'll consider them to be B tier games by the time the list is complete. I don't know how many more games will go in the top 50, but we'll see. But that kind of, you know, it's not a major franchise. It's just kind of like hey, you could run around and fucking murder a bunch of guys, and there's kind of a story. And I mean, yeah, you could be playing Ninja Gaiden, but I don't know, that game's way harder than these. So why don't you just rent this and have a good time? Yeah, this game, like Wrath of the Black Manta, aspires to be in this group, but it is not. It is so not. It is like pretty fucking far away. It is no Kabuki Quantum Fighter, another game I might consider to be part of what we're talking about here. You know, it's no Astyanax. It's no Zezix. It's certainly no Cowboy's Kid. Arkista's Ring is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Die Hard. That's got some things going on. Rambo is a superior product to Wrath of the Black Manta. There's some stuff about Golgo 13 that I might say lines up with Wrath of the Black Manta in a couple of ways. Whereas I think both games have a problem with your jump height and attack range and attack height, where jumping and attacking is kind of a weird thing. Wrath of the Black Manta, you dial it in. But like Golgo 13 does that thing where the jump cuts short very easily, and you can do that kind of jump kick thing or that jump and shoot, and none of it feels especially great. But Golgo 13 has so many other kind of interesting things going for it that kind of... You don't really think about that stuff when you think about Golgo 13. You think about, man, yo, that dude fucks. That's what you think about with Golgo 13. That's about it. And Brandenburg Gate. Those are the two things. And those mazes. Three things. Kid Nicky Radical Ninja is a better game. It's a very different thing. Kid Nicky Radical Ninja is just, it's an arcade game. I mean, it is very much an arcade game. And so it is just incredibly simple by comparison. Wrath of the Black Manta is a little more like, you're choosing some abilities, and maybe there's some hidden, actually, Kid Nicky does have a few hidden things as well. But I think Kid Nicky ends up being a little bit just more successful, even if it is a little bit less ambitious. And you're helping the animals, which is always nice. The very Sonic the Hedgehog will help you thing going on in Kid Nicky that is nice. What's the bottom here? It's better than Airwolf. It's better than James Bond Jr. It's better than Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. Is it better than Million's Secret Castle? Mylan's Secret Castle is similar insofar as it has some dumb fucking clues, and the hidden stuff is a little awkward. Wrath of the Black Manta kind of fits in a little bit with Million's Secret Castle. Oh man, this is hard. Let's come down from the top. Russian Attack is a better game. Solstice, the quest for the staff of Deimos, is a better game. This is an interesting block of games right here because they're you know, we have some very dramatically different things that are here for different reasons, right? You know, Popeye's a very simple arcade game. Karate Champ is you know, like an even simpler arcade game in some ways. Is Wrath of the Black Manta better or worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus? Hmm. I'm still having trouble with Milan's Secret Castle. I'm not sure that it clears Milone's Secret Castle. I think Wrath of the Black Manta is worse than Milan's Secret Castle. So it de facto worse than Solstice, the Quest for the Staff of Deimos. It is not better than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus. Is it better than Darkwing Duck? I really did not enjoy my time with Darkwing Duck. It's not a terrible game, but that's okay. Wrath of the Black Manta is our new 220. It's better than Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. It's no Darkwing Duck. It's no Darkwing Duck. That, yeah. It's no Darkwing Duck. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to place because, you know, we're getting into this realm here where a lot of these games are good and bad for different reasons, you know? And so the comparisons become really interesting because it's, you know, hey, a small, unambitious game that nails it compared to an overambitious mess that, you know, like maybe doesn't get it done. And, you know, like there's just a lot of, you know, Darkwing Duck is like serviceable, but like just not, it does not have the juice. Milone's Secret Castle is a game that I absolutely despised as a child, but I do have to respect it in a scientific capacity because, you know, I think it does some very interesting things that make it more than just a, you know, standard kind of puzzle platformer. You know, there's just a little bit more hidden stuff. You know, maybe that's another case where I wonder if a better localization would have helped. I don't know what it says in the, but like the, you know, bump head to find box. Touch glove, you know, like when it's like, you need to smell the glove to get small. And you're like, what the fuck? Anyway, Wrath of the Black Manta. Okay. Tim wanted to see this next game. We need to look at this. It's been a couple of weeks coming here, and it's time to get a look at a game that here in this country was known as Overlord. 1992. Yeah. Feel the bass. Feel the bass. Bass. Feel bass. Yeah. If the Virgin Games logo didn't let you know what you were in for, this track does. You know, the NES sound hardware, I think you get in your head what you think it's good at based on the kind of larger games on the platform, the first party games on the platform. But one of the other things that I think that we've uncovered here by playing so many of these other games is just how in the middle between the Commodore 64 and the Amiga, the NES could sit in terms of capabilities. Like when you hear tracks like this, you're like, oh, weird. Like, oh, huh. Like there's definitely SID chip aspects that they're able to yank out of this hardware, kicking and screaming in some cases, but it's capable of more kind of digital. You know, if you're willing to spend the cartridge space on it, you can get a little bit more digital audio out of it than a C64 would be able to handle also. So it kind of pushes it more into that Amiga realm a little bit on that end. You don't think of it as you just don't think of it as this, like, yeah, this arpeggio machine that all European video game music of the era was. Just arpeggiated all the shit. And it's fantastic. A lot of it is fantastic. But you just don't think of the NES that way. You think of it as, you know, fucking Mario music and Zelda, and you think about like, oh, well, the Famicom disk system and, you know, the Famicom hardware had different, you know, you could have an additional sound channel, and then it sounded like this. And so you think about that as the general tone of the platform. And then you hear this stuff and you're like, yeah, no, this is actually kind of sick. Like, you know, like seeing it used this way, it's totally capable of this in a way that I don't know. You just don't really think about it that way. Like, it's more capable in a lot of ways than the C64. You know, the C64 sound, like the SID chip has such a specific sound and such a specific fucking edge to it, you know? Imagine if Mario sounded like this. It's called the Great Gianna Sisters. If you want to imagine if Mario sounded like this. Unfortunately, we have to play this game and select enemy. Play. Okay. Okay. Probe went and ported this strategy game. What is it? This game's called, everywhere else I believe is called Supremacy. The Supremacy, Your Will Be Done. I forget the subtitle exactly, but it is a strategy game. Good luck. You'll need it. Okay, so we've got... Oh, boy. I require an atmosphere processor in order to do that. Well, maybe that's the first thing we need to do, is buy ourselves an atmosphere processor. Planet is already alive. Okay, we don't need to process this atmosphere because it's... Well, this is like... Okay, so if I hold A on this little up and down thing and push up and down, it will show me the different units I can probably buy. I assume that's what it's showing us here. There's something kind of fucking awesome about the way this is presented. I like that they just like every menu in this game looks like it fell out of a fucking key gen on top of it. You know, it's like your planet's 1, enemy planet's 1, unformatted planet's 22. No battle cruiser detected. A farming station, A and B, mining station, cargo cruisers, a battle cruiser. Do we need a battle? We probably need a battle cruiser. You need a crew, man. This could use for all of its like text readout stuff it's doing at the bottom of the screen. This could use like as you're moving around from item to item, just a little one-liner that says what any of this does. You know? People. There, see, like this. People, foods, fuels. Like this is maybe we don't need to bring this many people. Craft has been transferred into auto orbit. Okay, let's get out into auto orbit. I just want to go to 2. Is that Galaxy 2? Who can say? We can't make it to 24. And all the rest of them are just pictures of space. Are people dying somewhere? What is happening? All right, my formatter's on its way to format some stuff, I guess. Okay, so we can... This is our planet here. We can look at number 2 and number 3. I assume 24 is probably the enemy planet, right? Up at the top here. Classified. Battle cruiser must be in the starbase dock. Okay, so since our battle cruiser is out there doing stuff, we can't put a tank on it, I guess. No military unrest detected. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the formatter made it there and then formatted Galaxy 2. And now that that's done, now I can fly my ship there. If any of your ships enter into my zone, they will be destroyed. That would have been nice to have like some kind of graphic or something somewhere that said what the fuck was going on. But hey. Eat, 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 eat. Okay, so now we're sending our formatter on to Galaxy 3, which is probably expanding faster, and you probably are not supposed to do this way. But I assume the idea here is that you know, like, okay. What may not be obvious to you watching is I'm holding down A and pushing up and down. There's a lot of menus like that where you have to hold down a button and move them this way. And I can push left and right to jump faster through the list. But basically, planet, or, you know, like number 1 is on the bottom. That's where I started. Number 2 is the one that I just, like, colonized or whatever. But then there's 3, which is the one I'm trying to terraform right now. And then we go through all this dead space. You see the square kind of moving up as I'm going, as the cursor is moving. And then when we get up to number 24, that's classified because that's where the enemy is. And so, as much as this looks like a spinning galaxy, it is a straight line of planets. Because all I can really do is go from 1 to 24. And they seem to be connected insofar as I needed to go to 2 before I could go to 3, and so on. And so it looks like you just kind of, the enemy has created yet another planet, so they just moved down. So now they probably have 23. Yeah, so 23 is now classified because they have taken it. So the idea would be that you are building intelligently and fortifying your positions along the way by building multiple ships and leaving them in orbit to defend some of your areas as they go. But eventually, you know, your planets are going to collide with theirs, and you're going to have a front line for the battle that pushes back and forth depending on, you know, what your resource situation is and everything else. And so that's when all these other units would come into play. And that's interesting. But not that interesting. So we've got our docking bays here. So as you kind of build and, you know, but like there's, you know, obviously there's an economic side to this, but like what, it looks like our only real control over it is the tax rate. Credits from all your planets have been moved to your starbase. Okay, so now we, you know, we have credits to work with. We've got 31,000, but that's not quite enough to, you know, like these battle cruisers are 20k a pop. So obviously we're gonna need food. And so now we have to go to food levels critical on starbase. Okay, so we've got our farming ship. We need to crew it. War update. Large numbers of enemy forces are converging. Looks like war. Enemy advancing on already? And so we can have this farming ship go to planet 3, but also that's where the enemy. Okay, so you see these enemy. we gotta figure out where our. Okay, this guy's on planet 3. No battle cruiser detected. Okay, you need to go to planet 3. Oh. The enemy has taken planet 3. All right, battle cruiser is now in orbit above planet 3. This doesn't seem like it's going great. Because my bar is empty, and so this battle just doesn't even happen. War update. Well, that's bad. No battle cruiser detected seems like a bad thing. Oh, did my farming ship get fucking smoked too? Sure looks like it. Okay, so apparently you don't have to expand in order, because as you see, the enemy just fucking rushed their way to right outside my door to give me the business, which I guess good on them. Spy information. Let's spy on planet 3. This planet seems worthless. Oh. Nah. They killed my spy. Okay. Yeah, like pretty standard strategy game stuff. At the end of the day, like, relatively normal type business here, but also, maybe not the best platform for it. Well, we don't have enough money for a battle cruiser, so I don't know. Maybe we're just fucked now. I don't actually know. It's weird, like the different icons here will animate and pulsate just seemingly randomly. It's not like, oh, you should go push this. It's like, hey, we thought we would have a little movement on screen here, but I find that to be really distracting. Our P growth is down bad. We have no food. Okay, we've transferred all the money to the starbase. So now we can at least buy a ship. Okay, we got 2B here. We need to put some people on it. We don't have any food to put on there. We'll put some fuel on there. We'll put a lot of energy on there. All right, ship is now prepped for launch. Let's go to planet 3 and give them the fucking business. All right, battle cruiser is there. But it's still, I don't know. It's still, even though I put people on there, there's still just like nothing happens here. It's like it launches into this and then immediately plays the like, hey, it's the end of this conflict music, and you fucking lost again. So now we have no ship again. I guess you gotta, maybe if I put some stuff like this on there, that's probably what I need to do, is I probably don't have anything to launch at them. That's almost certainly the issue, is that I'm not putting any of this stuff. But now we really don't have enough money. Oh, that's a lot of zeros. That's bad. All our people, everybody's dead. Seems bad. You know, this is fine. I don't know. Like, I think that they did some really cool interface work here. It doesn't necessarily serve the game all that well. I think that obviously there's probably like a more straightforward menu here that with a little bit more information on it than the fucking Virgin logo on screen at all times. There's like a version of this game that gives you the tactical information you need in a cleaner and clearer way. But at this resolution, you know, the limits of text on a television and all of that, you know, it's hard to imagine a scenario where they did a significantly better job at porting this game to the NES. So it ends up becoming one of those situations where, like, maybe this didn't need to happen. You know? Maybe this is not necessarily a port that makes a ton of sense here, but very stylish. I really appreciate the work that they put into it. It's got a pretty good soundtrack when it does have music, which is not all that often. And yeah, I don't know. It's not unknowable, but yes, it's no mule, that's for sure. In terms of ports to the platform and what have you. What do we get here? You know, okay, so that just pauses. We can save. Pretty good little sound effects, though. I don't know. Y'all, you got to give it that, I guess. I was hoping these guys would just come wipe me out. Because I have no... Oh, is that relate? Okay, is that number related specifically? Okay, so we're not zero. Okay, we're still in it. We're still in it. Sure, we're out of food and our P growth is down 31% and dropping. But what do we got here? Not a lot. Not a lot. Certainly not enough for like a battle cruiser, and yeah, not enough for a battle cruiser. Unless there's a cheaper battle cruiser. That is Battle Cruiser B. I wonder if we can put weapons on the cargo cruisers because they're at least cheaper. I mean, let's at least see what this does. So, you know, I obviously, like a satellite is probably, like a solar satellite is probably going to get us energy. The farming ships are going to get us food. And so you have to balance those resources out. You know, here we go. The war update. Looks like war. Advise, you prepare for war. How would I prepare for war? By transferring all the credits back to the starbase. That screen, for example, could say how much money, like that you could have more indications about how much money you have. That would be something they could do. is like not hide the number of credits you have on a specific screen. So when I'm on the buy screen, this should tell me how much money I have. It doesn't. It doesn't. And that's no good. So it's stuff like that. It's just information based things like that where you're just like, man, this seems like it should fucking have anything else going for it here. Oh, okay. So I need. Okay, so yeah, you did. The missiles need a battle cruiser. You can't just wait. Go here, and we're never gonna have enough money for a battle cruiser ever again, I'm afraid. So that means we have no way of deploying missiles, and the other turrets and things of that nature seemed like they were too expensive as well, right? There was no... Nope, wrong screen. Okay, so even that stuff needs a battle cruiser. You need to... Oh, okay, military... Okay. Here we go. Military base on the planet's surface. So we've got a military base on planet 1. We've got at least something... You have broken the arms treaty. The Federal Alliance condemned your actions on this matter. You are now on your own. What? Am I just supposed to sit there and let him come in? I see how it is. They come in. They take chunks of my land. I try to defend myself and my people. And somehow I'm labeled a dictator. Seems like some fucking bullshit. All right, let's... Yeah, we don't have enough money for anything. So I think all we can really do is wait for death. But I want to do that. I want to see. Can we... Yeah. They built a hyperdrive system for your ships, decreasing their overall fuel consumption and travel time. So you get technological upgrades over time. That's kind of cool. The enemy has created yet another planet. Am I earning? No, because I'm like, probably not, right? Let's check. Yeah, it's not like some magical amount. I mean, you have no other planets. There's no money coming from anywhere else. There's no... Looks like war. They sure took their time. I'll take my 0 people and we'll prepare them all for war. Yeah, okay. They flew in here and they blew up stuff, and at least there was something resembling action on that screen. Enemy's taken planet 1. The battle is over. Now they all serve the enemy. That's okay. They were all dead anyway. There's 0 people to serve the enemy, so it works out. Oh no. This is a really nice looking screen. Like for this platform, they did some really nice work on the interface and on the like the presentational aspects of this game are really like it's form over function for sure. Like the game has one of those interfaces that just screams like, again, like, you know, not to, but the Amiga era. Once everyone realized that they had, you know, they wanted to make strategy games, but they had all this graphical power, they made a bunch of weird looking shit. A thick ass manual. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, yes, sure. There's definitely more to know, But I feel like from looking at that, all of that stuff seems knowable. It's just a matter of like, okay, we need to be quickly expand in ways that get us the resources we need to get. Like all the manual would need to say is, hey, you should build some farming ships and some satellites, and you should make sure that you have a positive resource situation before you go and build a bunch of warships and all this other stuff. And so, is definitely like a flow to it, like any strategy game, right? You're going to be tiering up and kind of getting your stuff ready before you kind of move to an expansion and do the same thing there and try to fortify your positions and move in that direction. It's really just that, the interface is something that you have to learn, or, and that could be done by a manual. But I feel like, after messing with it, you could have, I could mess with it some more and probably get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm at least like starting to advance forward and maybe even winning a battle or two here and there. It's just a matter of how you handle the early game, right? And so squandering the early game by buying, a battle cruiser right off the bat and no war things to put inside of it to actually fight, not the best way to go. But now we know that. But again, I look at it as like, it's annoying because you have a situation where like, hey, the aspects of it that are here are cool, but it could use way more music. It could use, just like even kind of more on the presentation side. They went for something very stylish that, you kind of have to fumble your way around with for a while. I think they could have been better about that. Like I said, if they had just put the number of credits you had on the screen where you're buying things, that would go a long way. Easier ways to kind of see, oh, this money is on planet 3 and I need to transfer it. Like if that needs to be a concept, which I'm not convinced that it needs to be a concept. There's aspects of that I think they could have simplified, especially like in the quest to put this on a console. I think there are things there that if they had simplified it, I don't think it would have lessened the strategy or the strategic options at your disposal. But they could have made that stuff work a little bit more simply. Instead, it's an impressive port of the mechanics of this game and all of that as well. But a lot of it comes down to like, yeah, you don't want to do this. You just don't want to do this here. This is not a place where you want to do this. It's a really faithful conversion. Yeah, exactly. It's a good conversion. It's maybe a little too faithful to a computer game. And if they had adapted this, if they had made a Civ Rev kind of thing that was a little more console focused in their UI and all this other stuff, I think you could have had a totally better experience with this game. But, the idea of just like, hey, we're going to take this, presumably a game that debuted on the Amiga. I know it appeared in a handful of on a handful of different machines. There's a DOS version, among others. But I think if the port had taken more liberties with, some of the aspects of that game, I think they would have had something a little bit more playable, even if it was a little less faithful to the original game. Yeah, C64 version, that makes sense. Yeah. And so I think, Mule is a game that I think is it's almost unfair because I think, Mule in some ways is a game that just naturally better translates to a console platform because of just the nature of that game and the the way that interface was used. They built it for joysticks right out of the gate, right? It's not something that you need to get a paper overlay and stick it around the keyboard so you know which button's which and all of that. So, Mule is not a great comparison point because that's already a great game to play local multiplayer with, controllers and all of that. It was built that way from the get-go. So this NES version, even if it's, a little unimpressive as a port to the platform, it's not a surprise that they were able to maintain, most of what makes a mule in the process. And so in a weird way, you know, hey, yeah, it's impressive that this game was able to happen at all, but that doesn't make it good. It's no mule. It's no demon sword. It's certainly no Legacy of the Wizard. You'd be better off with a copy of the Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. You know, it kind of like it's obviously like a very different game genre-wise, but this sort of reminds me of The Immortal insofar as The Immortal is another game that, like, on this platform, it feels weird. Not that The Immortal doesn't have its own brand of action, but it's such a computery type of action that it just doesn't translate as well as you would want. So I think it has, in some ways, it has some of the same issues that Overlord does, but from a completely different standpoint in terms of genre. I think The Immortal is a little bit more successful, but like we're kind of right here. It's definitely in this vein. It's better than Gumshoe, which is... Sometimes I say sentences and they crush me as a person. As a Gumshoe lover, it hurts to say, but I think if we think about it scientifically, Overlord is a better game than Gumshoe. Did I like Herzog's Vi? Yeah, like that was a, you know, that's a game that comes along before you've spent a lot of time. It depends on when you encounter Herzog's Vi. If you encounter that game before you have played more complex and interesting strategy games on a computer, then it's mind-blowing. Same with was it Military Madness, Nectaris, the TurboGrafx game? Like, there's that aspect of it where you're like, oh my god, this is mine, you know, because they did such a good job of making those games work on a console. But again, if you had been exposed to the world of strategy games at that point, a game like Nectaris, you're like, yeah, this is cool, but it's a little... Herzog's Vi, same deal. Yeah, if you had played Dune 2 or, you know, Dune 2, you know, I guess, yeah, Dune 2 at that point, not Dune 2000. But if you'd played anything that Westwood had been making in that vein, Dune and Dune 2 and whatever, like, it's not really... it's not really that interesting of a game. It's interesting historically. Herzog's Vi is a cool fucking thing for sure, but you know, context. That's the issue with a lot of the games. Context, you know, and in the context of the NES, a game like Overlord is just a fucking strange thing to begin with, but it is still, yeah, it is still better than Greg Norman's Golf Power. It's better than Gumshoe. It might not be better than Fester's Quest, though. Is it better than Fester's Quest? Fester's Quest, a game I dislike. So it's like there's parts of this list that just like feel like I'm getting stabbed in the heart, and it's the idea that Gumshoe is not as good as Fester's Quest. But again, when we let the science speak, Fester's Quest is just a little bit better than Gumshoe. It's not as good as Hudson's Adventure Island 1. It's no Dr. Mario. As much as I dislike this port of Bad Dudes, that is still a better choice. I guess it really does come down to, is Overlord better or worse than Fester's Quest? A very natural comparison. A very normal two games to put against one another. Absolutely. Fester's Quest is a better game. It's our new number 298. It's our new number 298. Sorry, Gumshoe. Number one in our hearts. Not number one in our hearts. But still, numbers something in our hearts. Okay. Is there a subtitle on that? No, it is just Overlord. And there you have it. Overlord. Overlord. Thanks, Tim. Chris wanted to see this next one. Maybe this one will be easy enough for us to handle. It's Jeopardy Junior Edition. Whoa! Dale. Praise hail, praise Dale. Yes, I would. Beryl and Jean. American history. Potent potables. Word turnarounds, pan and nap. This is the weird. Okay. Country cousins. How do I ring in? Okay. You have to hit the D-pad, I guess. Will it really mighty my penis, man? This girl's name is the same as a small platform on wheels. So, like, what's that? Like a skateboard? Oh, Dolly. Yeah, right. Yep. I was just using a Dolly the other day. He's the founding father who flew a kite and discovered electricity. That's Ben Franklin. Can I just write Franklin, you think? Let's find out. I mean Franklin from GTA. The real founding fathers. That's the Bill of Rights, right? The first 10 amendments, or is that the? Am I right? Oh man, pretty sure that's the Bill of Rights. Animal from which we get ham and bacon. What if I wrote hog? Turn places for swimming and get a kind of sailing ship. Yep, you nailed it. Turn places for a buoy. Oh, a sloop? Right? A sloop. That's a type of boat. Turn the opposite of good and get the opposite of dead. Evil and live. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I was getting, if I'd had a few more sentences, get a less than, oh man. Yep. Nailed it. Turn a device for catching animals. Trap and part, right? Oh, oh. Yay. The part of the airplane. All right. What is the... Your luggage, not you, rides on this merry-go-round. It's a carousel. I mean, it's just what you call it, like a luggage, like a carousel. What is a carousel? What is it? OUSEL? Travelers around the country must declare to these officials what they're bringing in. It's not immigration. Customs. Customs. This is what you want to know when you ask for an ETA. What is NS? This is a long one to have to type. That sucks. Paris, the city of lights. Right? I mean, the loot, yeah. The official London residence of the Queen of England. Fuckingham Palace. What is Fuckingham Palace? Right? This is I don't. The ground? Is that the right answer? Skyscraper Sears Tower calls this city home. It's weird, the D-pad, you use the D-pad to ring in and not the buttons. A reconstructed colonial village is in this Virginia city. Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, right? Yeah. Oh well. A fun trip on a wagon full of dry grass. It's a hayride. It's a hayride. This tool is used to lift and throw away. It's a pitchfork. The farmers do with their crops to preserve the soil. Cross. What is it? It's crop rotation. Right? Yeah. What is rotate them? I was trying to think about like what would I write there? Is it just rotate or? And then Gene stole it. The Showplace Theater where the Rockettes perform. Is that the Ed? What is it? They don't. It's the Ed Sullivan Theater, right? But they don't call it that. Then Radio City Music Hall. Right. 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 Okay. Lexington and this town were the sites of the first battles against the British. Dude. I don't. Concord, California. That's where the British landed. Jam inside an oyster at Pearl. New York town is where the British surrendered to George Washington. Dude, Nope. Saratoga. It was on this Boston church that warning lanterns were hung the night of Paul Revere's ride. Dude, I don't... Boston church. Sure. The old... Okay. The Old North Church. A sunbeam and a boy have the same name, Ray. You name a girl, Ray. Maybe spell it with an E instead of a Y, I don't know. This tool for lifting a car, jack. Turn your buddies and get a smack. You know I'm always turning my buddies and getting a smack. Slap and pals. Turn a hammer or saw and get a loot and tool. Oh man, I don't want to play double Alf. Finally, the ALF questions. We've been so... I mean, this is a different answer now, isn't it? But this is how I think of it. And we'll think about it until I go in the grave. But it's 2 now, right? Because they do summer and winter separately. Right? I'll take ALF for 200. First name, Willie. We'll take Alf for 400. Oh, man. I mean, I'll put $1,000 in it. I feel like I only know 3 things about Alf. Oh, 4 things. Alf crashed a spaceship into the roof of this building. That I don't know. I don't know that I would call a garage a building. It's hard to it's hard to relate just how popular Alf was when Alf was on. They eventually made an Alf cartoon. Alf was a big deal. His catchphrase was everywhere. Like people. Come on. Snap. He's the Tony the tiger. These are all going to be cereal questions? They think like, oh, kids only know cereal commercials. I guess that's actually not. That is pretty much all they advertise to children. It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, yeah, I guess that fucker has a name, but I don't. What? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sunny. Skrillex loves Cocoa Puffs. This tuna wants to. That'd be Charlie Tuna. Famous rapper. I figured thinking about what they heard. It's the California Raisins. Another like thing that's really hard to describe now. If only that California Raisins game had come out, you know. Bear facts. The first name of Yogi Bear's girlfriend. Shit, I was gonna say Daisy, but I'm Boo Boo. It's Boo Boo. Cindy? Oh, Cindy Bear. Okay, yeah, that does sound familiar now that I hear it. It's a huge white bear. It's a polar bear. Unicycle riding cartoon bear left the circus to live in the wild. Bongo. That sounds like some 1950s shit, but I guess Yogi Bear is in the same boat as being like Yogi Bear is some old ass shit. Bongo? This bear slept through Christmas. Fucking what? Yeah, exactly. A word? One of the largest bears is said to have the meanest temper of any bear. Let's try grizzly. Grizzly bear? Seems like that would be the... If you wanted kids to name a bear, you really got polar bear and grizzly bear, and that's about it. Sarajevo, 88 Winter Olympics. I don't know. Yep. Okay. So length in miles. It's 20. I'd have to. Okay, no. Can I say just 26 and not 26.2? Yes. The answer is yes. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The first Olympics held in the United States were in this Missouri city. St. Louis. It's got to be St. Louis, right? It'd have to. Like, where there's no only. That's the only. It's black and white on a piano, and it displays the alphabet on a typewriter. It's a key. I mean, it's a key, right? Oh, keyboard. Sure. I thought we were talking about individual keys. He was as grumpy. Is it grumpy? Is it grouchy? A small member of the primate family, monkey. I hate this category. Francis Scott Key. I should write Key. That's his fucking name. Francis Scott Key. I mean, they accepted Franklin. Opening speech as a keynote. The show keys, the key bump state. Okay. Slamming some keystones. People drink a lot of keystone there. This door, is it sleepy? Yeah, I guess Yinglings. Yeah, that makes sense. Yinglings and peanut chews. They worked in a mine, right? They work in a mine? They yearn for the mine? Yeah, tasty cakes. This is a prince. It's just I just write in the prince, right? Okay. Yeah, spin your finger, Gene. Fucking loser. This Wicked Queen sent this man to kill Snow White in the woods. I was like, yeah, it's like a weird dude, right? Yep, that's him. I don't know this one. It's probably faster to not answer. The Hunter, sure. A contestant with no winnings cannot take part. Measurements. Oh, was it 6250? No, what, Fuck. 5120? 52? .2 miles in a kilometer. Yep. Yep, nailed it. $1. That's it? There's no, like, here's your character alone on screen, like here's a little bonus song, here's a just back to the menu. That's shitty. It's fun sometimes to go back to old trivia games and see, you know, what they thought was going to be something close to common knowledge in a certain era, right? Alf, for example. Yeah, I mean, you know, everyone's going to know these Alf questions. And a bunch of, like, cereal mascot questions. But also, like, Snow White and Bongo the Bear, like, stuff that's, like, ancient that was probably on television and reruns. And, you know, like, people, you know, Snow White was on, or, you know, you could see Snow White for all the years after its, you know, release. So it's not like it went away. But, like, Snow White was not exactly, like, contemporary modern entertainment at the time that it, you know, that this was made. But, like, yeah, some of those bear questions and some of the, yeah, like Sunny, I guess that's, yeah, I like thinking back about it. Like, yeah, I guess the Cocoa Puffs mascot was named Sunny. I don't know why, but yeah, that is true. And, you know, Alf questions. I would think that knowing Alf's real name is something of a deep cut, but maybe it's just a deep cut now. And maybe it's not even that deep of a cut. Maybe, like I said, you know, like as someone who said, I know 3 things about Alf, I was going to say his name is Gordon Shumway. He says, I kill me all the time. Eats cats. You know, the few other kind of like base level things. Yes, he's from Melmac. Which I think the cartoon took place on Melmac because that's how they got other Alfs. There was like a lady. There was a lady Alf. And And like that, yeah, I don't know, like that, maybe that, like, I don't know what is common Alf knowledge to have these days. What is common knowledge about Alf? Is it exactly that stuff? But also, do you have to just have been an age where you were alive when Alf was like one of the biggest things in the fucking world? You know? Alf is a really weird thing, but I guess like whatever, like all culture like goes through that, right? Alf was back in my day. We didn't have your skibbity toilets and your Riz. We had good old-fashioned traditional entertainment like Alf and Ed Grimley in cartoon form. It wasn't enough that Martin Short did this character on SCTV and or Saturday Night Live. They had to give him a Saturday morning cartoon based on the character of Ed Grimley. And so there was a piece of time there, a chunk of time, where Ed Grimley was a popular character in American culture. That I couldn't tell you a thing about. I know that there was certainly a cartoon based on the Ed Grimley character, but I couldn't tell you fucking anything about it. Anything about it. Ed Grimley, Jesus Christ. And yet there was no, I mean, you know, it was years later, so that's, you know, hey, like the times changed, and obviously the people involved. Yes, Camp Candy, the John Candy cartoon, that was, yeah, there was that Back to the Future cartoon. My kids watched a little bit of the Pac-Man cartoon recently. I don't want to show them this stuff. It's not like I'm like, you got to watch the great cartoons that were on when I was a kid. But you know, it's a server full of cartoons at their disposal, and well, got every episode of Pac-Man. My son did not want to watch Cops fighting crime in a future time. The cartoon Cops, not Cops. Yeah, Louis, the Louis Anderson cartoon was insane. Oh yeah, that pole position cartoon. I've poked around online and not been able to find. You can find it in German, which is, but like every so often I find myself thinking, man, I should watch Turbo Teen, and it's not as readily available as some other shows. The same would deal with the Rubik's Cube cartoon, where a sentient Rubik's Cube with a face and arms and feet, or maybe just feet, hung out with, I believe, a Mexican family, and they fought crime. I think I assume they fought crime, and all the Saturday Supercade stuff. A lot of that is lost to time. I think some of that is considered genuinely lost media. That there are some episodes of the Saturday Supercade, which was a bunch of other video game cartoon stuff. Like a Donkey Kong was originally in there. There was a Q*bert show where Coily was like, it was like a 50s greaser in a leather jacket. And like Q*bert was wearing like a Letterman jacket, like they were in high school, but it was like 50s high school for some fucking insane reason. And there was like a Donkey Kong Jr. cartoon eventually there. Pitfall was part of that. Briefly. Or they were making Pitfall cartoons. That's where I think when Pitfall 2 came out, that cartoon had already been on, maybe. And so the idea of Pitfall Harry having a niece named Rhonda and a cowardly lion named Quick Claw, which are, you know, that's all key stuff in Pitfall 2. I believe that came from that cartoon. Or maybe they worked together to come up with it, or whatever it was. I don't know. The Saturday Supercade. I wish that I wish that was something that was readily available. That was something that aired on CBS, and so when I worked for CBS, I put a little bit of time into saying, like, we need to bring this show. This show needs to be out there with the people, but the licensing would have been crazy, and also no one ever listened to me when I said things like this out loud. So, But yeah, a lot of the Saturday Supercade episodes I think are considered actual lost media. Like a lot of that stuff is just straight up gone. Which is a shame. But like there was a Dragon's Lair cartoon and whatever else and yeah. But I don't know what came first on the Pitfall stuff because obviously those characters are in Pitfall 2 and in the cartoon, but I don't know if the cartoon came up with Rhonda and Quick Claw first or if the other stuff did. You can find like individual segments of the Saturday Supercade out there. Like here's just because they would chop it up into chunks. Like here's, you know, a Donkey Kong Jr. thing. Here's a, you know, so like some of that stuff is out there, but I don't think the full series. I think there's some episodes that are not around. Sounds like some people do have it. Yeah. I will be interested in seeing that. I'd be interested in seeing that after all these years. I remember really liking that, but, you know, not because it was good. It was just because I liked video games. Where does Jeopardy Junior Edition go on our list? We did rank another Jeopardy game, right? There it is. I think I like this a little bit better, you know, just the kids' questions. As someone who would have been kind of a kid then, you know, it makes sense that this is still the stuff that I would remember, but it's just such a bare bones thing, man. It's just such a bad or like acceptable, but not like it's just such of a whatever version of it. But I would take Junior Edition over baseline regular Jeopardy. But it's still not as good as Clue Clue Land, and so I suppose it is our new number 316. Jeopardy 316 says, I just answered some ALF questions. And there you have it. There you have it. All right. Looks like we got time for one more here. Some of these just took some time here, huh? All right, let's get into this. Oh, it's kind of a coin toss here. All right. Up next, I don't know what this is. I don't like the look of it. It has the Atlas logo on it. It has the red stripe at the top of the box, so you know it was like a late era game. And it's called Widget? The fuck is this? Mega Slank. These fucking Mega Slanks down here at the car wash. You know, they want to take a ride on my hog. Mega Slank from the planet Titanium is hypnotizing and forcing innocent people to do his dirty work. Okay. Elder 1. Wimple, that dastardly Mega Slank, is back, and he's up to no good. Am I Wimple, or is that the name of the Mega Slank? I'm Widget, yeah. Yes, your Elder Highness. By the way, oh, okay, all right, got it. It's a funny joke. Oh, shit. Okay, I thought maybe those blocks would be breakable or something, but... Can I get small? Looks like cannon widget might be short. Nope. Sick. Every time I hit him, he like bounces closer to me. It's like a really broken looking hit reaction. Oh, I can shoot up. Okay. Widget can shoot up. So it's not that. It's okay, mouse widget, but I can't do it. I don't have the ability to transform into Dolphin or Birdman. Oh, Rockman. That's what we need. If Rockman was in here, maybe that'd be... Oh, shit. The fuck am I looking at? Hey! Got some advice for you. Hey, have you found all of the items?
That's a clue, kid.
Miserable piece of shit this is. Can't shoot down. Yeah, the hit reaction of like moving closer to you is like a really inspired choice. Ah, fuck off. Are you kidding me? It's insane. It's disgusting. Ah! Feels great. It's a great feeling game. It's great. It plays awesome. Mega slank. He's no Alf. Though that's, you know, I can't tell you. you know, it's outside of the scope of the science we're conducting here. I cannot tell you if this game is better or worse than Alf for the Master System. I can tell you I'd rather be playing that than this, but maybe that's a statement I would regret if we actually got into it. This feels bad. I assume every time he leaves the screen, he is resetting. Do 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 do. And I missed this stupid jump again. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna go outside and lay down in traffic. They're positioned in a really nasty way. And the knockback when you get hit is such that it's... I don't... You can only have one bullet on screen at the time. Music's really good. Yeah, there's nothing weird about that jump. It's just you need to do it. You need to run to the end and jump. It's not you cannot phone in that jump. That gap is just long enough to be annoying. But like there's timing on because of the, you know, like if you miss a shot here in these scenarios, because you can only have one bullet on screen, you get fucked. Or that happens. Okay. Now we know what escape does. It escapes. But there's no escaping. It doesn't like turn the game off. It doesn't remove the game from your console and smash it into a million pieces. That you have to do yourself. Five hits. Looks like it's 5 hits to kill those fuckers. So if you're fighting them at the edge of the screen, you have to hit them 5 times. In order to deal with them. So the idea of me getting 5 hits on this guy without ever taking a step back because he's at the edge of the screen is really unlikely. Yeah. Was that a gun upgrade of some kind? Is there a screen where I can... Okay, we got a meter, some kind of gun meter down there. Hopefully that does something. Yeah, this game loves to put these jumps that are just the maximum possible width of your jump. I don't think I can make it over there. Ah, see, it only took 4 shots now. And we're gonna want that gun upgrade. Okay, I was like, can I not fit in those gaps? Oh, fuck you. Now only 3 shots. I'm a murdering machine now. This is fun. Yeah, jump just right to fit in the stupid gap. No, I don't want to go get the other items. I want to go away. All right, Mega Slank. I don't like this picture. I don't like this. Bizarre is smuggling whales. Please help me save my baby from that terrible Bizarre. Jazz and Jupiter, of course, will help you. Just sit tight and don't worry, Mrs. Whale. Now I can be a mouse. I can't shoot until the reflected shot has bounced all the way off the screen. It's some real bullshit. Apparently I can't hit that guy at all. Jazz and Jupiter, this is a piece of shit. Dude. Can't go there now, but later. This is really great advice. Thank you, Mega Brain. Let's go see what Flim Flam is all about. That fucking guy. Good. Oh, I lost my weapon power up when continuing. Extra fuck this game. Extra super incredibly fuck this game. Well, I got whatever that was as I was dying. Fuck this game. Mega Brain, get me out of here. Let's look at stage 3. Ah, the evil Dr. Dante. Rare earth minerals. You fucking kidding me? That's Widget. It's no Puss in Boots Perro's Great Adventure. It feels bad. Like, it has the guise of a competent action platformer. Like, when you look at it, you go like, oh yeah, this is kind of like some 90s-ish platforming action, and you know, you got a level select, and oh, you get these upgrades, and you have reasons to go back to the levels, and like there's bits and pieces of that you go, yeah, no, okay, yeah, video game stuff. But the level layout, the way those jumps are laid out, the hit reactions off of the enemies, the relative lack of power in the weapon, obviously you can upgrade it. But the way that those enemies are placed into a level just feels like it is for maximum bullshit. Maximum bullshit. It's like significantly worse than you would think. Like, because you look at it and go like, okay, well, I don't know what a widget is, but this is you know, there's some competence here in the visuals, I guess. But none of that translates into any kind of thing, anything resembling like a good feeling game. And it's one of those late era games that feels like, oh, this is significantly worse than a lot of games that came out years earlier on this platform. That's not necessarily germane to the discussion, as we're not factoring time in as best we can. But imagine playing Widget when it was new. All of these other things happening in video games. The 16-bit era is nearly upon us. And there you are with a copy of Widget. I feel sorry for anyone who was in that position. That's a truly haunting concept. A truly haunting concept. And so the balance here is that the game itself doesn't look terrible. It is based on some property. It was a cartoon. I don't know. But like, not a thing you want to play. It's no Contra Force. How about that? Captain America and the Avengers is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Would you rather play Widget or Defenders of Dynatron City? Defenders of Dynatron City is not a good game, but it's a little better than Widget. But we're kind of, this is This is feeling like we're getting there. It's better than Kid Cool and the Quest for the 7 Wonder Herbs. Holy shit, fuck that game. Oh my god. It's not as good as the Cryon Conquest. It's better than Sunday Funday the Ride. Is it better or worse than Impossible Mission 2? Impossible Mission 2 does have that really high quality scream in it, and that goes a long way. And that game is technically competent. It's just not, it's, you know, it's a weird game on the platform. And not a great game in its own, you know, really smooth animation, but Widget is better than Impossible Mission 2. But not as good as the Cryon Conquest. It's our new number 377. Widget? What the fuck? The fuck is a widget? It's going to take effort on my part to not go look up Widget and go watch episodes of Widget. And there you have it. 377. A real roller coaster of games this time out. But interesting ones, I would say. Like I'm happy to have now know more about Wrath of the Black Manta and how ridiculous aspects of it are, but also the dialogue of the ninja that hates drugs is amazing in its own weird way. Overlord, you know, not a great fit for the platform, but like a neat thing in its own weird way. Jeopardy, you know, yeah, it's, you know, junior edition Jeopardy, sure. And Widget is Widget. I'm mad at Widget. You know, there's a decent game hiding there, like an acceptable, you know, just like a toss off, like whatever, license, whatever, with like a few minor changes to, you know, your abilities and resilience and some of the knockback stuff. Like, it's not like Castlevania 1 where you're like, the knockback is a key part of the difficulty of the experience, and this is that. Like, this just feels like a bunch of bullshit. This feels like the slapdash. When people talk shit about Castlevania 1, I think it's a little unfair at times, the way that they talk about the knockback and how it works, because I do think that, like, generally speaking, Castlevania 1 is judicious with when it gives it to you raw. When Castlevania wants to break it off up in there, they pick and choose their shots. And some of that leads to some very frustrating moments in that game, for sure. But in a general sense, it's a key part of that game. You kind of couldn't have it without it. It would, you know, what would you do? In Widget, it feels like they had a choice. None of those levels needed to be designed that way. You know, it's a gun game, not a whip game, and, you know, there's just sort of different things there that, you know, just didn't need to go that way. The size of your sprite, you know, doesn't help with that, and the way the enemies get knocked back sometimes in your direction is just broken. That's just stupid. Widget's a disaster. Not an unmitigated disaster. They tried to mitigate some things here and there, but it's there it is at number 377. I'm proud to know more about it, though, at the same time. I hope you are, too. Next week, we'll be back with more games, including what looks like Chili Bus's choice, Secret Scout in the Temple of Demise, which is an unlicensed game that I bet is great. And there's a game on the list that we will probably start with next week called Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. So, come on back. We'll crouch for 5 seconds and see if anything happens. And have a good weekend. I'll be back next week with the podcast and all this sort of stuff. Once again, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. That's where the action lives. And I'll be back next week with more stuff. Have a good one. And until then, bye.